caught my best friend stealing from my parents. When I confronted him, he turned the tables, accusing me of being jealous and making me question my own loyalty. My dad passed away 2 years ago, leaving me a significant amount of money for my future education. As I'm not an adult yet, the money was put under my mom's care until I turned 18. About a year ago, my mom started dating this guy. Let's call him Mark, 39M. From the beginning, I had a bad feeling about him. He was always loud and pushy, and he drank a lot. At first, he tried to act nice around me, but it didn't take long for his true colors to show. Mark moved in with us about 6 months ago, and that's when things really started to go downhill. He and my mom fought all the time. All the time. It's constant yelling, slamming doors, and throwing things. I try to talk to my mom about it, but she always defends him, saying he's just going through a rough patch or that I don't understand adult relationships. The worst part is, even though they fight so much, my mom seems completely crazy about him. It's like she can't see how terrible he is for her, for me, for our whole family. She's always making excuses for his behavior and trying to smooth things over after their fights. I've been spending more and more time in my room or in my friends' houses, just trying to avoid the drama at home. It's been really stressful, and my grades have started to slip because it's hard to concentrate on schoolwork with all the chaos going on. A few weeks ago, I overheard Mark talking to my mom about buying a house. He said he had some money saved up, but not enough for the down payment he wanted. I didn't think much of it at the time, just glad that maybe he'd be moving out. But then yesterday, everything blew up. I came home from school to find my mom and Mark in the living room, looking excited. They told me they had big news. They had just put an offer on a house, and it had been accepted. At first, I was confused. How could they afford a house? Mark doesn't even have a steady job, and my mom's salary isn't that high. That's when Mark, with this smug look on his face, said, "We used that college fund your dad left you. It was just sitting there, and this is a much better investment." I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. My college fund? The money my dad had worked so hard to save for me? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I looked at my mom, expecting her to say it was a joke or a mistake, but she just nodded along with Mark. I lost it. I started yelling at them, asking how they could do this to me, how they could steal my future like that. Mark just rolled his eyes and muttered something about me being a dramatic teenager. But my mom, her reaction was what really broke my heart. She looked at me with this cold expression and said, "I'm your mother. I gave birth to you. I have more right to that money than you do. We're using it for our family's future." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Our family's future? What about my future? The future my dad had worked so hard to secure for me? I ran to my room and slammed the door, crying my eyes out. I've been in here ever since, trying to figure out what to do. I feel so betrayed and helpless. That money was supposed to be for my education, my chance at a better life. Now it's gone. Used to buy a house for my mom and her abusive boyfriend. I don't know what to do. I've thought about calling my dad's family, but we haven't been close since he died. I've also considered reaching out to a school counselor or even a lawyer, but I'm scared of what might happen if I do. I feel so alone and scared. My mom has always been selfish, but I never thought she'd go this far. And Mark, he's just getting worse. I'm afraid of what he might do next, now that he knows he can manipulate my mom into doing whatever he wants. I guess I'm writing this because I need advice. Has anyone been in a similar situation? Is there anything I can do to get my money back? Should I try to find somewhere